Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. AJ Good here with Michael Marks. And Mike, I don't know if the picture's getting clear on what's going down in high school baseball. The softball tournaments start today. We were just talking off air. What happens if this happens and that happens, and it's like, I don't.
Well, that's the thing. It's like after the first night, you would imagine the picture to be a little bit clearer, but it might be muddier than ever. I mean, honestly, because when it comes to high school baseball, I always look at it right now, at least with these postseason tournament, is however many teams you are, it's that many coaches with their own chessboard, and you're just trying to figure out what they're going to do, what's their next move going to be, because you really don't know until you figure out what happens in the other game that would impact who you're playing next, and it's just so much fun this time of year.
Yeah, and for Loretto, they got Cascade tonight, big win against Community yesterday. Summertown loses to Cascade, so Summertown hosts Community tonight, and if they advance, they'll get the loser of Loretto and Cascade, but the confusing part is one game's at 2, one game's at 5. is it all at Loretto if Loretto wins? But like if they lose and they go back, like where, because they're all the games are at the higher seed. If one's a 2, one's a 5, where do you go?
Well, I would say there's that nightmare scenario where Summertown loses tonight. Are they playing that first game Saturday at Cascade, and then would they try to come to Loretto to play a second game? I'm not sure. I would imagine that say Loretto wins tonight, everything would be at Loretto tomorrow. But again, you got to play the games tonight to figure that out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Loretto battling. Take a look at what happened last night, Mike. You got to see Loretto against Community. Bats came out in a big way. Some big hits from Cooper Burleson, and got great pitching from Case and Springer. Got the job done. Went out there and threw the ace, make sure that we got him into the winner's bracket. I'd imagine Tidwell's on the mound tonight for the Mustangs going into the weekend. So, hey, they did what they had to do. They went out, took care of business, didn't leave anything on the table, and put themselves in a good position.
Yeah, and you had some guys that maybe hadn't had some of the biggest games in the regular season stepping up. Mason Tidwell went hitless last night, was able to reach on a walk, but, Case and Springer gets his 2 hits. Cooper Burleson reached base all 4 times. He had 2 hits. Braden Bennett at the bottom of the lineup had 2 hits. So you got to see 1 through 9. Everybody really got to make an impact last night.
Yeah, and then just take care of business. This is a team that you beat twice in the regular season. I think both of them were 10-0.
It was games. A 10-0 at Loretto, 5-0 at Community.
Yeah, took advantage of some mistakes that they made defensively. Left nothing the chance, didn't leave it in the umpire's hands, didn't leave it on a fluke bounce hands. They just go out and shut the door.
Yeah, and I was talking to you before we got on here. Case and Springer, 11 innings this season against Community, still no hits.
Wow.
I mean, that's just electric. And I think 2 walks, 24 strikeouts. I mean, insane numbers from that guy. He's had a great season, and a reason why he was one of the district's co-pitchers of the year.
Absolutely, and Mike. With Summertown battled back hard. That game was back and forth with Cascade. They sent it in the extras, and Cascade, unfortunately for the Eagles, just scored 1 more run. I like Summertown's chances tonight, certainly against Community, to kind of shut the door at home, and then they'll get the loser of Cascade and Loretto. But you mentioned it, Cascade burned the race last night. Loretto did too.
Yeah.
Loretto did too. So and you're not going to have either one for Saturday. Would for Monday.
Yes,
you would for Monday if necessary, but you're not going to have either one of those for Saturday. So both of these teams are kind of coming at it. Cascade need to win an extra inning, which means that's an extra arm or 2 that you might have to burn in that situation. Loretto's feeling pretty good pitching wise, and they split during the regular season, and here they are, big game at Gary Land Field tonight.
Yeah, and it was a big pitching afternoon for Jaden Hathcock. That was who pitched for Cascade all the way back when that game that opened up district play. And that's what I find so compelling about this matchup is these 2 teams played when Loretto had just gotten those basketball players back. That was their first game back, their first couple of games back. So getting to see them now later in the season, everybody kind of at full strength at this point, really going to see who's got the better team tonight.
And for Summertown, you don't know what you don't want to say especially after what Community did to Forest. You don't want to go like well, we don't need the thrower best, or we don't need an A+ performance here. Their season is on the line.
Yeah.
Tonight, this is a big game for them.
Yeah, and I think that they're definitely going to see a bigger output from the offensive side. They really struggled last night, only 2 hits, and both of them came from Case and Blackwood. I think we're going to see a little more.
Home run he hit was smoke.
Man,
that thing was a rocket.
But I think you're going to see a little bit more contribution 1 through 9 tonight. Summertown has an extremely talented lineup. They just weren't really able to get them going. A lot of guys did reach on walks. That was something that really plagued Cascade last night, 7 walks.
A lot of wild pitches.
Yes. So I think we're going to see Summertown's offense get to utilize some more pitches over the plate tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they got to win. They'll get the loser of Cascade Loretto at 2, and if they win that, they'll get the winner of that at 5 tomorrow.
Yes.
We've got district games as well tomorrow, but last night, Wildcats looking to advance in the district tournament winners bracket on Thursday night. Last night, Mike, sad way you're not hearing my voice more than what you absolutely have to. The Wildcats go down 1-0 to Marshall County in the first inning. You saw a little bit in the first inning, kind of the problems that have been plaguing them over the last couple of weeks, leaving guys on base. But after that, you get 6 in the second, 2 in the third, and 6 more, including a Jake Moore grand slam.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the 4th inning, you run rule Marshall County. That's all we said yesterday going in. Like, man, just come out, run rule these guys. Don't throw more than what you have to. Didn't burn any of their pitching. Landon Bracey did a great job coming out. The 4 strong innings. Maddox Wiley shuts the door. The rest of your Maddox should be, I think, after a day off, is available tomorrow, so you're only losing 1 pitcher going into play a really good Tullahoma team on Saturday afternoon at 2.
Yeah, and kind of the opposite what I was saying where Summertown is the offense for Lawrence County came out, it was there, and it was there, early and often. Yeah. You have Brayson Rose and Jake Moore, both with 3 hits. You go to the backside of the lineup with Hub Maddox, Jack Story, and Jasper Kilburn, each with multiple hits. When you can get that 1 through 9, that makes you super dangerous. And you got a team that you handled pretty well the last time in Tullahoma, so I think it's going to be a very good matchup, and you're going to have 2 good pitchers on the mound in that one.
And you didn't, they had 15 hits, 14 runs off 15 hits. Conventional wisdom says you should score a run for every 2 hits, and not a single one of those, Mike, was a blooper.
No.
All of these were just absolute rockets off the bat. You saw Jasper Kilburn, Hud Maddox, anytime he gets the bases loaded, just go ahead and wild pitch 2 guys in, because that's it's an automatic 2 runs. Jack Story had 3 RBIs last night, because Jack Story in those situations, I've been really impressed with his approach. It's don't strike out, put the ball in play. If you hit it to the right side for a 2, 3 hopper or whatever, that's going to allow to run the score, send it into the outfield, get a sacrifice fly. And they did something different last night. They moved Jake from the cleanup to the 2 spot, moves him behind Brayson Rose. I think it just relaxed everybody in the lineup, because now he's Brayson's at 1, Jake's at 2. Jack Emerson, the district MVP, is right behind him at 3. Brooke Sturm, a really big run producer, is now at 4. And you can tour, I think Clint's still experimenting with that 5 through 9, but I think 5 through 8, because Jasper Kilburn's very good there at the 9 spot. I think having Jack in front of him at 8 and Logan at 7, it's just what do you do with HUD and whoever's going to be at first base. What do you do with that spot? But man, that we haven't seen that lineup look that good
in a while.
In about 3 weeks, and they came out and left nothing to change. Just like we said with Loretta.
Yes.
Don't let these guys stick around. Come out, beat them into the ground, and move on to the next day.
Exactly. Lawrence County did exactly what they should have done. Marshall County got the upset win over Giles County in the first round, so you had an underseeded team, and Marshall County coming in, and Lawrence County did, like you said, exactly what they needed to do. And I did kind of like moving the lineup up. I would say Rose and Moore are 2 of your more experienced bats, to have them at the top of the lineup, getting the most at-bats in a game. That's what you want to do if you want to put up runs.
Yeah, and, this is a team that hits velocity really well. Last time they faced this guy from Tullahoma, Ben Quick, that guy should be D1. I mean, he's that good. And the guy they threw yesterday in Taylor should be D1
He's good
as well.
Yeah, he's great as well.
The Franklin County kid, Gardner, he struggled with some walk issues, and he had a couple of errors of his own that led to that first run of the game for Tullahoma. They got some insurance there in the bottom of the 6th, but there's really good pitching in this district. They're going to see it tomorrow, but man, Logan Mays comes out and throws his A game.
He's tough to beat.
I love Lawrence County's chances when you're just setting up with Logan Mays and then followed by Braden Morrison. If those guys can go deep, give you 5-6 good innings, that means the rest of your staff is rested and ready to go. I like their chances in this tournament.
Well, and even if you stave most of that staff, it gives you that insurance, so maybe you could drop a game here and still feel comfortable, be able to work your way out of the losers bracket. But basing things off last night, Lawrence County is going to be a tough out in this district.
And Franklin County and Giles County first game today at 4:30, and then the winner of that will get Marshall County at 7. We'll have all those games on the Exports Network. Important to note, Marshall County didn't throw any of their top 3 arms last night. All 3 are available tonight, including Henderson, very underrated pitcher. This guy throws in the low to mid-90s. He's got really good stuff, I would imagine. Marshall, flat out said they're saving him for this game. So, this is going to be wild if we come out of today and it's Tullahoma, Lawrence County, and Marshall County.
But hey, we've seen crazier things, and it wouldn't shock me one bit. You save, if you're able to utilize saving some pitchers in some games, that really comes back to help you.
Speaking of district tournaments, softball starts tonight. Lawrence County going to be over. I'm sorry. I ran 10.5 miles, so I'm going full Pepsi instead of Diet Pepsi today, and it has given me some, not indigestion, I'm just trying not to burp a lot. But they got Giles County High. They beat them both times during the regular season, and they control their own destiny. Get that win, they stay in the winners bracket, and things just keep rolling for them if they can keep it going.
Now, those 2 wins over Giles County were both one-run games, but that felt like the entirety of district play for Lawrence County. So
everything they played was a one.
Yeah, if they're able to go out and kind of announce themselves that we are, that number 1 seed and say it defiantly, if they're able to do that tonight, you would like the way that things look for them down the stretch, and their bracket double elimination as well.
Yep, and after that, I'm trying to find their. I had it up here at one point. Trying to.
I think it's on their softball's Facebook page.
Yeah, my phone's not exactly cooperating with me here. Yeah, let's go. I'm trying.
Here we go.
That way I can get everyone's schedule. So you got Marshall County and Franklin County. They're at Marshall County. Those 2 teams are tonight. Lawrence County has Giles County tonight. And we don't play Saturday, and then we go to the first loser's bracket game is on Monday. Then the winner's bracket game is on Monday as well. Then you've got all the other games. You got a loser's bracket game on Tuesday, loser's bracket game on Thursday, and then the championship game on Friday. So
wow.
For Lawrence County, you win tonight, you win Monday, then you got to break all the way to Friday.
That's what I was about to say, the break in there. Now, obviously, in softball, it's a little different. You're probably going to use 1, if not 2 pitchers in this entire tournament, so it does make things a little different. But again, it's one of those where if you're the top seed, you win that first game, you put yourself in a really good spot to make a run at region and potentially even win the district championship.
Things are looking pretty good for this bunch right now. On the other side, Loretto starts off tonight. It's a playing game and a true playing game, so their season's on the line tonight as they go to Cascade.
Yeah, with Forest actually, I believe who they're playing tonight. But
Cascade earlier.
Yes, yeah, I would say they've had to make some road trips this week, and it's going to be a tough one. Forest has had an excellent year this year, and it's been a tough season for the Lady Mustangs. But you try to take what you can into this game, try to build off of it for next season, and maybe even if you can make an upset. I mean, we saw both of our baseball districts, the 5 seed beat the 4 seed and make it into the district tournament, at least on the single A side or the double A side with baseball, the 5 seed make it into the tournament. So it'd be exciting to see the same thing happen on the softball side and Lady Mustangs make a run into next week.
Yeah, we got for UT Southern, they're in their conference tournaments right now. On the baseball side, lost their first game on Wednesday, 15-1 to William Carey. Last night, Mike, they're up 7-0 to Loyola, and then gave up 16 straight.
Yeah, and it's
ended up losing 16-10 in a game that ended like at 1:30 in the morning last night.
And listen, I would say a 7-run lead is pretty comfortable, but I've seen one of those blown myself this week. So I mean. Sometimes getting outs are tough, and that was an example of that right there. Loyola just, if you're able to put together 16 straight runs, it's tough to come back from that one. Doesn't matter if you have a 7-run lead going into it or not.
Their season's done now. They got one more game tonight at 7 o'clock against Thomas because it's the top 2 teams out of each pool go in. They're obviously 0-2. They needed to win last night, and things just didn't really work out for them. On the softball side of things, they lose 4-2 to Blue Mountain, but came back and eliminated Thomas 4-3. They'll take on Faulkner right now, I guess. They're playing Faulkner right now. And they are trailing Faulkner 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th, so with 2 outs. So, if I would venture, I know they've got 30 wins on the year. I would venture to say that if they don't pull this one out, chances of making the NAIA tournament kind of slim, even though they've got 30 wins.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to make a little bit of a run here in the conference tournament. So this game against Faulkner right now is uber important if you want to try to guarantee yourself or at least feel a little bit more sure about a postseason spot.
UNA-wise, softball's going to have their final conference series. They got Bellarmine 2 today starting. Well, one's already in action, got another one at 3, and then they play tomorrow at 1. They're 14-7. I know they dropped the tough one in the series in the conference last week. 32-14 overall, 15-2 at home. The conference tournament starts next week. And speaking of Bellarmine, the baseball team is also 14-7 in the conference. They've won 4 in a row. They host Bellarmine, 3-game series. First game's tonight at 1, then 2:30 tomorrow and 1 o'clock on Sunday. And they're still sitting there top in their division. They've still got counting this weekend, they got Bellarmine at home at Central Arkansas versus Austin Peay, midweek games at home versus Sanford and at Murray State. I mean, Mike, they could be a 30-win team by the end of all
and they're definitely sneaking up on that. Obviously, 14-7 in the A-Sun, and you're taking on a Bellarmine team that's closer to the bottom of the Gold Division. So you would like to.
But they took the series when they went to Louisville.
Yes.
Earlier this year.
So obviously, you would like to try to get that one. At least 2 out of 3, maybe a clean sweep, to try to help build some momentum as you head towards the postseason. Because again, it's starting to look more likely for this UNA baseball team that they could make a run here.
Yeah, man. That's what we got going on. Local sports coming up next here on X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. We'll break down what's going on with Tennessee baseball, Tennessee softball, plus some craziness going on in the NBA and the NHL playoffs. It's coming up next here on X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen.
Did you know that Resource MFG, an employee bridge company in Lawrenceburg, is the first and largest national manufacturing staffing company? They work alongside the top plants and facilities in the area to provide you with job opportunities in production, quality, maintenance, supervision, and all levels of management. Resource MFG has positions open right now to meet your needs today and a full staff ready to work with industrial partners to grow opportunities for this generation of workers and the next. Reach out today and start your employment journey with Resource MFG. At Smith Tax and Business Service, we offer many services. Along with personal income tax prep, we also offer tax preparation for corporations and partnerships. If you're a small business and looking for some extra help, give us a shout and we'll get you fixed up. Call Mary Beth Smith, Marion Matthews, Brooklyn Bates, or Michelle Staggs to find out how we can help you. Located at 208 Pulaski Street, phone 931-244-6633.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Carriers has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay now starting at $20 per hour, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website, southeastcarriers.com, or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit southerncraftmfg.com.
If you're looking for a company that can do it all when it comes to building, look no further than Tennessee Properties. From new home builds to remodels and commercial projects, our contractors work hard to give your space a new life from planning to finishing touches. Whether it's new interiors or dirt work, they see your big picture without forgetting the small details. In the market for a new home, they partnered with Freeman Development to bring new homes to the Oak Hill subdivision of Lawrenceburg. That's Tennessee Properties, licensed and insured. Call today or visit tennessee.com.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, Mike, back here on Exports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. AJ Good here with Michael Marks. And, Mike, we're going back to some more college baseball here. Big weekend for Tennessee is 3 games, at Kentucky against the Wildcats. Pretty big. Both teams kind of in that middle of the of the SEC, but the Vols back in the top 25, and I got 3 big ones at Kentucky. Take 2 out of 3 or even sweep, you're sitting pretty, and you've got all the momentum on your side.
Yeah, because if you do get to sweep, that's 13-11 in conference play, starting to look more like a team that could host. Yeah. But this weekend is very crucial because this Kentucky team is one that you should be better than. And again, you've kind of switched up the pitching order a little bit for this weekend. So a sweep over Kentucky is, I'm not going to say very important, but it's definitely getting to where it needs to be. Again, if Tennessee does want to host here in the postseason, because again, you got Oklahoma and Texas to close out the regular season. So definitely, this isn't a series you can drop. You can afford to drop whatsoever. And Kentucky has been one of those teams that's actually given Tennessee some fits in the past couple of years, as opposed to some other teams. So definitely don't need to sleepwalk their way through this one.
Yeah, and that's been a place that's been really tough in the past. For all SEC teams, it seems like anyone who goes in there with any sort of momentum, just goes in there to die.
Yeah. Well, even I mentioned it yesterday on Mark My Words that even that 2022 Tennessee team went up there to Kentucky and lost 2 out of 3. So and one of those was like a 17 inning marathon. So stranger things have happened.
Yeah, absolutely. But
and this was a Kentucky team that was picked pretty highly in the preseason, so they've got the talent.
Yeah, absolutely, and got. It's going to be a tough series, but hey, you go in there and you win the series, take 2 out of 3, or even sweep. You got to be feeling pretty good. Speaking of feeling good, softball wise for Tennessee, won 3 in a row. Take the series from Alabama, and then speaking of, that series goes into Monday. Then you got a short week because then you go to Missouri, and then you take the opening game against Missouri last night. Play again tonight at 7 and tomorrow at 1, and then you go right into the SEC tournament in Lexington.
Yeah, I mean, they really just rattle it off in softball. I've always found that incredibly impressive. But Monday night, that win over Alabama was huge because they run rule you on Saturday. It was 12-0 in 5 innings. You come back, you get the win on Sunday, and then Carlin Pickens has an outstanding performance out of the bullpen on Monday, 11 strikeouts. And then, like you mentioned, short week, turn it right around heading to Columbia, Missouri, and you get a 3-1 win on Thursday night. Got 2 more, and then heading to the postseason.
I mean, it keeps you in the top 10, which, more than likely, you're sitting there 41-8. You got 40 wins. You're an SEC team. Let's be realistic. You're hosting.
Yes, and you will probably be
not a super regional on top of that.
Yeah, I would say they look like they'll be a top 8 team. But again, in softball, you got the teams like the Texases and the Nebraskas that feel like they only have 3 or 4 losses this year. So it's crazy. When you look at baseball,
Alabama was second in the conference.
Yes,
take 2 out of 3.
I would say they were number 3 in the country at the time. So that was a huge win, series win for Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the national side of things. Starting off with baseball. The Mets don't plan on firing their manager Mendoza, despite probably one of the worst staples in franchise history.
Yeah, and you look at it, combine that with the talent they have on the roster and what they've acquired. Go back to last trade deadline and this season. They have so much talent on this roster. I'll just go through it and just looking at some of the big names. Francisco Alvarez is a catcher that you expect to be really good. You look at the infielders. You have Bo Bichette. You have Marcus Semien. You have Mark Vientos. You have the talent there. It's just not working right now, and I don't know how you fix it, what there is to do with that. Obviously, I believe there are some injuries right now I know Lindor's on the IL. I know Jorge Polanco is as well. So you are missing some guys, but it's not to the point where you should be dropping 2 out of 3 games, every 3 games.
No, the Phillies fired their manager, and then they're, but there's, Alex Cora rumors going there, but Mets fans don't want that. New York radio definitely doesn't want that.
No. And listen, I think that Alex Cora is a great manager, and I think he's going to get a job. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think he'll be a guy going into next year that may be looking at a job. But from the sound and the way things ended in Boston and the way it sounds with him, I think he just wants to take a year off, spend some time with family, and then try to get back to it. But listen, years he's taken a break, he's come back and done really well. So maybe we'll see that again for wherever Alex Cora ends up, because things aren't looking any better in Boston since that.
No. And to some quick WNBA news, Caitlin Clark tweaks her knee in an exhibition game last night, scored 21 points before she said it had a collision on a foul. Said she feels good, just landing on her kneecap really hard.
And those stink, because I feel like I have one of those about once a week in like middle school ball, and that's when you're playing on those like cement floors.
Yeah.
You smoke your knee pretty good. It's definitely not something to joke about.
It's just, I mean, I just think that the league is thriving right now. It's in a really good place and great for them. But I just get this vibe from them all the time, Mike. Like, but again, she wasn't there most of the year, and the ratings have fallen. But then, like, they got better and better. The playoffs got better and better. Attendance stayed pretty good where it was, and it's like, man, is she that next star? Is she that Mike Trout-esque person that's supposed to be the star of your league, but she can't stay healthy?
And that's what it's starting to look like. It feels like she'll have a good couple of weeks, and then boom, she's hurt again. And obviously you don't want to see that. I mean, I can go through just in my lifetime just the countless athletes that have had just the most potential, and it got soured by injuries. Because Derrick Rose is the first person I'm thinking of. That dude was incredibly good. And Caitlin Clark's in the same realm. This may be one of those things where you take an extended leave to try to just get everything back to 100% and then go back at it next year. I mean, you don't want to call a season 2 games in, but obviously if you can't stay healthy, what are those games even?
Or maybe like not load manage, but still play every game. Like you can
go out there for a couple minutes, because obviously if you're out there, you want to be out there as much as possible. But if what's helping your team better is staying healthy and only playing maybe 10 or 15 minutes a night, that may be what you have to do.
It's kind of hard to be the face of the league when you're not actually on the court.
Joel Embiid. That's the exact person I think of. He's supposed to be this big bad guy, and he never plays. I mean, he's playing right now, obviously, but he does have that narrative around him.
Well, Mike, we had a series in last night. The Timberwolves knock off the Nuggets. Wow, a 6 over a 3 seed, but man, I think this Timberwolves team is just full of guys that just thrive in these moments.
Yeah, well, they made that run to the conference finals a couple of years ago and still have a lot of those same guys around. But I get he's out right now, but as long as the team has Anthony Edwards, it's going to be tough to pick against them. You forget they got Julius Randle from that trade for Karl Anthony Towns.
And he's been really good.
He's been having a really good year. They picked up Mike Conley in the last offseason. So they have a good front court, a good team. It's the key's going to be getting Anthony Edwards back, because you got the Spurs in the second round, and Portland only took them to 5, and this team has Victor Wembanyama. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, and it's kind of wild. The Western Conference, 3 of the 4 teams needed to advance. They've got 3. The Timberwolves are going to face the Spurs. Our first game is May 4th. Be with you. And the Thunder, who swept the Suns, and the Lakers took the first 3, and the Rockets have taken the next 2. Game 6 is tonight in L.A.
Yeah.
So could we have a win 3, lose 4, win 3, tie 3, and go to a game 7 in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking likely. The Rockets been playing much better. I think the Lakers kind of just came out, punched them in the face. And because you take Kevin Durant off this roster, you have nearly no playoff experience. And Steven Adams is out as well. He's out till next season. So you're losing a lot of that playoff experience. So you have a lot of these young guys. But these young guys are starting to play a lot better. The Amon Thompsons, the guys like that, the Senguns. Right. They have a talented roster, and honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they do come back and win the next 2 and go from down 3-0. And I don't think we've ever seen a 3-0 comeback in NBA history.
It's been a long, long time. I mean, there's been when they used the first series used to be best of 5. There's been someone's gone. There's been a couple go up 2-0, lose the next.
So no NBA team has ever successfully completed a 3-0 comeback in a best of 7s playoff series.
Oh man, if this happens to LeBron.
Oh, on his way and on potentially his way out.
Oh man,
it'd be definitely a sour look for some fans.
Oh. It depends on which.
I would say on which side of it you're talking about.
Yeah.
Some people really excited, some people really upset.
Yeah. Over to the East, Mike. The Pistons at least kept their season alive. They've got Game 6 in Orlando tonight. We've got a Game 6 in Toronto tonight. Cleveland took Game 5 from the Raptors. The Celtics and the Sixers, and we all thought the Celtics were. The series is going to go to 5, and that's it. They're going to a Game 7. That's tomorrow at 6:30, and then the Knicks take down the Hawks in 6 and did it in pretty impressive stuff. They had a 61-point lead at one point. They ended up winning 140-89.
Yeah, that was kind of how that whole series felt. I get Atlanta did take 2 games, but anytime you watch that, it felt like you were just watching the Knicks kind of just play around. They were up 15 most of that series. It felt like
food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This Boston and Philly series is really interesting because Tatum is kind of banged up a little bit. Is he okay? Is he not? And man, the Celtics have really struggled from shooting. They've been under 100 points the last 2 games, and Philly's been playing really good behind Tyrese Maxey. That Game 7 tomorrow is definitely going to be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the NHL. Another couple series have ended. Actually, 3 series have ended since we talked. The Wild, after losing the first 2 in Dallas, win 4 straight, so they'll advance to play the Avalanche. A big surprise, the Oilers. A lot of people with Connor McDavid and that whole bunch and all the guys that they picked up in the offseason. The Ducks beat them in 6.
Yeah.
And a lot of those games, the Ducks dominated from what I was watching, so...
Really shocking there.
Yeah, really
but
was.
I feel like that's kind of been the case for McDavid most of his career. Obviously, they had a good run. I think it was last season or 2 years ago.
They went the back-to-back cups.
Yes.
Florida beat them both times.
But it feels like they kind of have a little bit of a early playoff exit narrative around them. I mean, they really struggled kind of the early part of McDavid's career, and now that he is the guy, they really haven't been able to take that next step yet. Yeah, and be able to get over the hump and actually win one.
You got him and Nugent Hopkins, who's one of the best defensemen in the game and has been. They've had that really good tandem for a long time, and they went the back-to-back Cup Finals, including one where they went down 3-0, then came back and tied it, and then lost in Game 7. And it hasn't been a good season for McDavid because he bought, the gold. Everyone, he was the captain of Team Canada. That gold medal game against the U.S., he botched an opportunity to give Canada the gold, and then this opening round exit to a Ducks team. In all reality, talent-wise, they were better. They were better than stop the finish. The Ducks just had more heart. Honestly, I think the Ducks outcoached them too.
And see, that's my favorite thing about hockey compared to other sport. Honestly, if you just go out there and want it more in hockey. I mean, 8 or 9 times out of 10, it feels like that's good enough to do it. And sometimes heart can outplay talent, and it did in that series.
And they just don't have. They need a couple just pesky guys that everyone hates.
Yes,
the Ducks have like 5.
Yeah, I would say it feels like almost everybody they throw out there.
It's the same with Florida. It's why Florida kept beating them in the Cup Finals, is because they have those pesky guys, the Kachucks of the world, and the Marchands. They could go out and really annoy. They're stars, and the Oilers just don't handle it. So they need to go get, instead of just getting goal scorers and get puck handlers, go get some guys that aren't afraid to
get their hands a little dirty.
Get their hands, get their shoulders, get their jerseys a little dirty and bloody.
Yeah.
They just don't have any of those guys.
Get a guy that's not afraid to throw a right. Man, those orange uniforms that the Ducks wear might be the ugliest ones in sports. Those are awful.
Like, I miss when they won the Cup. I love those uniforms, but I think they're like trying to meld that with the original.
Yeah, and it's just not working.
And just go back to the purple and green.
Yes.
That was a great combination. It was
perfect. Yeah, and I would say the orange, the all orange uniform is just a rough look for someone who's just trying to get into hockey, because it's already a lot going on, and then you got highlighters going all over the ice,
and then the helmets match the pants. It's like it just looks like you took someone out in a muddy infield, and just had them roll
around for a little bit.
Don't get the jerseys, just get the
pants and the helmet.
Pants and the head. That's all we need. The other 3 series are in action tonight. You've got the Mammoth, Game 6. Golden Knights lead that one. That's going to be in Utah tonight. Sabres going to try to close it out in Boston. Good luck with that. The Lightning and the Canadians, again, Montreal.
Good luck with that.
One in Tampa. They've won all 3 games. Now they're going back to Montreal.
I would say, has the road team won all 5 in that series?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's... I mean, I've seen series where the home team wins everything, and we had that one World Series where the road team won
all the first 6.
The Nationals and the Houston.
Yeah. Houston. No, that was all 7. Yeah,
it was all 7. Yeah, because the Nationals won all 4 of their games
in Houston. Yeah.
To win that. What a crazy World Series that was. And we have one more series. So we have the Hurricanes and the Flyers. It's weird. My Game 1 for that is tomorrow night. And we could have 2 potential Game 7s
that are having to take place after that. Yeah.
because the Avalanche and the Wild don't have a game. Obviously, the Ducks don't have a game because they're waiting on that series to end. But Flyers and Penguins lived up to the build. Who would have thought a 1-0 double or was it double overtime or just one overtime?
I think it was just one overtime.
Okay, and those series and those games always end on some innocuous shot near the blue line that just snuck in the post, which is how that went. And I felt bad for Pittsburgh because I thought the Flyers dominated the first period, even though no one scored. I thought Pittsburgh dominated the second period, the third period. The game was played at their pace, and even all throughout overtime. And all it took was you could kind of feel the momentum shift a little bit, and it just shifted enough for Philly to get that goal.
Oh, and it felt like the shots were really one-sided. It felt like Pittsburgh was hammering
like 41-29,
something like that. It felt like Pittsburgh was kind of peppering the goal, just couldn't get anything to sneak in, and then
the Flyers stood on his head too on a couple of those goals.
But man, the Flyers. I was watching a little documentary video about their 2010 run that Philly made.
That team was crazy.
Yeah, you kind of got a little bit of that feel with this team. Yeah. They've got that scrappiness about them, and they were able to take that series with an in-state team and got the Hurricanes coming up next.
Yeah, and Major League Baseball, Mike. Again, I got to shout out my boys, the Cubs. We don't have a bullpen.
Don't matter.
It seems like a starter in the field gets hurt every game. They're currently leading the Diamondbacks 3-1. Excuse me. That just happened. It was 3-0 and then it was 3-1. But they go to Dodgers. The Dodgers probably should have swept them, but they come from behind in the first game, lose the next two, even though I think they had a good chance on Sunday to win, and then have this crazy game on Monday against San Diego, and then go out and dominate Tuesday and Wednesday, take the series. And a lot of people think San Diego might be the second, third best team in the National League behind the Dodgers and the Braves. And they're 19-12, and things hold here and they do good. It might end up 20-12. I'm feeling good about my boys despite our entire bullpen on the IL right now.
And that should be, something that can make you feel pretty good because you start getting some of these guys back. You're piecing together that full team that you expected to have. And listen, it was a baseball team where the bats just started a little slow.
Yeah.
The bullpen's been, or the starting five, your rotation's been awesome. If you can keep that up, this is a lineup that can really hurt you all over the place. Nico Horner's having one of the best starts this season that second baseman's ever had. Ballesteros just hits baseballs. He is incredible. He's like 5'9", 250, and just rakes.
Yeah.
And I would say he's been really fun to watch. If you get Alex Bregman start batting a little better, this is I would say he's definitely on a bit of a hot streak right now. This is a Cubs team that was one win away from the championship series last year, and they could be right back in it this year. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No.
That was a tough series.
That was. Yeah. No one couldn't hold a lead. Guys.
It was the first inning was just killer for a couple of those games.
They hit a 3-run homer and then give up 2 3-run homers in the bottom. Yeah, my kids learned a lot of during that series. But when you look at the division leaders in the National League, Braves, Reds, Dodgers, a lot of people have the Reds as a sneaky playoff postseason team, but it used to be it was a game and a half separated from top to bottom, but the Pirates have really kind of fallen off. They've lost 5 in a row, and I think which included a sweep. The Brewers have kind of fallen off a bit. The Cardinals have put together 4 in a row. The Reds have been the most steady team. The Cubs have been good. We know how good the Braves have been. We obviously know how good the Dodgers and the Padres have been. Then you go to the American League. The Yankees, no shock there. The Central kind of sucks, even though it's wild. The White Sox are 14-7.
Yeah.
Better start than normal. They're only a game and a half back because the Tigers and the Guardians are tied up the top. Then you go to the West with Seattle, Texas, and Houston, and then Mike Trout and the Angels down there at the bottom. And your leader is a team
that doesn't even have a team name. They're just the Athletics.
They don't have a city that just says the Athletics, and they're sitting there at the top of the division.
Yeah, they've had an extremely good start to the year. Jacob Wilson, he's been awesome for them. Shea Langelier's been a great catcher. Nick Kurtz has kept it up at first base. He's already got 5 home runs on the year. This is a team that's been really sneaky, and I believe they have if this is the right team I'm thinking of, you got a couple of guys off to a good season on the mound as well with Jeffrey Springs. This has been a sneaky team that for a front office that doesn't like to spend a lot of money, they have been able to put together a budget lineup. I mean, this feels like a Moneyball level thing that's probably going to get blown up halfway through July just because they're playing too good.
And and they're 7-6 at home, whatever home is for them, 10-8 on the road. But it's them and the Reds of all the division leaders and the only ones with negative run differentials.
Yep. They're not winning by much.
That's either going to switch in their favor or that's going to go in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and I would say it's one of those trends that team at the top of the division is not going to have a negative run differential. They're either going to start beating teams by more and get that differential back to the green side of things, or they're going to start losing a bunch of those one-run games.
Yeah, well, Mike, that's going to do it here for another fun episode of Exports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. We'll be back here on Monday. Hopefully, we'll have maybe some region tournaments to talk about baseball-wise.
Yes.
Softball still will be in their district tournaments, and hopefully we'll have some clearer pictures by them, because hopefully your district tournament's done, my district tournament's done.
All but done, pretty much, yeah.
Done, and then we can move on to start getting ready for the region. So for Michael Marks, I'm AJ Good. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.